When we had last left Magdalene, she continued her interviews and explorations for building the mural. It led to bread deliveries, talks with an annoying musician, and a not talk with a less annoying musician. Also, big guys were lifting big logs in the woods. Now it was time to go up and infiltrate the poor Clares convent, only to discover what lie within and maybe put it on the mural. This is Pentiment. Welcome back. Let's see. Can we bring up our map? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Was it as detailed before? I can't even remember. I'm not sure that it ever was. Maybe it was. I just can't remember. Alright, well, let's look around a bit. Got the chapel, the convent chapel there. L'aquarium. Okay. Hey, Margaret. Convent kitchen. And the courtyard. Which one do we think would have a secret underground passage? Probably the chapel or the mysterious building that no one ever goes to. Hey, Margaret. God bless you, Magdalene. Okay. This is her duty, right? This is Margaret's, one of Margaret's daily duties is to pet this, like, lovely cat. She must do this, otherwise she has failed her duty of the day. She will burn in hell if she does not pet this cat every day. Okay, let's go out to the chapel. To be fair, it is important work. That cat does need to be pet. Oh. Susanne. This is the chapel, where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was a Bergfried long before the structure became a monastery. What is a Bergfried? A freestanding defensive tower, not built for permanent habitation. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirit and steel for generations. A noble history, comparable to Aeneas's founding of Rome, truly. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. Let's see, maybe one of them will read it. Oh, do you know Latin very well, Susanne? God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kiersau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Susanne. Yes, the first lists the abbey's founding date. The Lady Kiersau was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. The Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting, even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kiersau is unique. A double monastery with 2 saints, 1 male and 1 female, to guard the town and abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? It seems odd that a monastery would reuse a place meant for war and force. Fascinating to think that even before the Duke gifted it to the church, The fortification was founded by St. Moritz. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? Many things have been built and torn down on this land over generations. Who knows what else used to be here? It was Gertrude. Gertrude is the thread puller. No, she's way too friendly and cheery, but maybe that's just me reading her, you know? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the rat house. Then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Okay. Oh, I can chat to you normal style? Hey, Gertrude. Oh, normal talk. Anything else here? Nope. Sure. Okay, let's go into the courtyard next, I think. Oh. It's colder today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has been covered in weeds, has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Susanne, God bless you. Oh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyway? I'm considering joining the poor Clares, actually. Mother Francisca said I could look around. Snooping. Mother Francisca said I could look around. Oh, well, don't get in the way then. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh, yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores, except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything has been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius myself. Oh, no. Who? So there is a ghost in the Abbey? Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there is a ghost, I like to think it's Mauritius. Who's Mauritius? Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said that a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. Christian refugees? I wonder if this is a different retelling of St. Moritz saving Tassing. Christian refugees. Yes, the book said they were fleeing Roman persecution. Maybe under Nero? I don't remember. Nero, a Roman emperor known for his cruelty and persecution of Christians and Jews, as well as his disinterest in the Roman people. He famously fiddled as he watched a fire ravage Rome. Fiddled like what do you mean? Like, just futzed around? Like played the instrument? Or like masturbated? Anyway, Sister Marie said she saw a ghost. I thought it must be Mauritius trying to get us out. A Roman ghost who couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? Definitely not. What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well, I had it with me in the kitchen one day, and I accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh my god, it must be completely destroyed. Stare in shock and horror. Stare in shock and horror. Sister Benedicta. I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. That's all right. The book would probably have gone unread otherwise. I'm glad you were enjoying it. I suppose it's better that the book got some use before it was lost forever. How could... never mind. I suppose it's better that the book got some use before it was lost forever. Besides, that story gives me ideas for the Rat House mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you, sister. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. She's all right. Convent art studio. Convent cloister. Okay. Oh, this is the other side of the door that we always saw. Wow. The door that we always would Kiersau. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That is the door. Okay, let's look over here at the art studio. Oh, wow. Oh. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the Hand of St. Moritz. It looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. Just because art isn't essential to survival means you can't do any kind of painting? It sounds horrible. Surely you've thought of sneaking in and creating something, right? What do you have to say to this? I'm curious what her retort will be here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Mother Francisca considers art a temptation into hedonism. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here, unless to put something in storage. That's very funny that they would be harboring a ghost artist. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots, too. Oh. Uh-oh. You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? I wouldn't be surprised if the twins managed to sneak their way in. You think it's the ghost Sister Marie was talking about? Dude, this is the game. Like, obviously they can't write it to where Magdalene knows, but this is the game nudging at us, the player, as if we know. But of course, like I said, they can't give us an option for Magdalene to be like, oh, I bet it's Andreas, right? But acknowledging the ghost in this way is totally their way of doing it, right? It's, what's it called in, it's like, is it a trope or is it like a literary device or whatever you call it? It's like this thing where the viewer, right? It's done a lot in like television and film, right? But it can be done in anything, right? But it's where the person who's taking in the art, the media, right? They have external knowledge that like the main protagonist does not know. And there is sometimes an irony to the main protagonist not knowing what is so evident to the onlooker, right? I forget what that's called, but there's like a specific word for it. And the game is, I'm pretty sure, doing it right here, right now. right? Is knowingly doing it. So let's mention the ghost. You think it's the ghost Sister Marie was talking about? Whatever Sister Marie thinks, I don't think spirits can enter holy ground. Besides, what would a ghost need with dried up paints and brushes? What is Andreas doing? What is Andreas fucking painting and everything? Oh, man. Good point. It's probably something else. Maybe it's trying to send a message. Ooh, let's say that. A message? What kind of message? Maybe a warning. Smokey says ghosts come back to deliver warnings. Maybe a warning? Smokey says ghosts come back to deliver warnings. Well, I haven't seen any dried paint around the convent, much less any warnings. I don't think it's a ghost, Magdalene. In any case, I think it's sad that the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyway. Oh, really? Gertrude talks about you and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. Aw, that's really kind of you to just come out and say that. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very, thoughtful of you. Such valuable paint, left to dry and crack on the palettes. And I agree, I entirely agree with Susanne. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. Oh my god, is it purple ink? Oh. I was bracing for the chime again. Alright. It looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says, the Mithrium of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood. Oh. Huh. What the fuck? Mithrium? That's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Wait. This might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithrium. Why would someone save or have written that in the margins of a manuscript? And where's the rest of the book? Benedicta? Oh yeah, it just shows her. Okay. This might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithrium. I don't know. It's not a word I've ever heard before. There's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithrium was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. In-fucking-triguing. How about over here? These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Anything else before we leave the fucking, like, condemned art building? Condemned in many ways. Alright, let's go into the cloister again. Let's check over here at the chapel, right? Yeah, chapel time, baby. Oh no, wait, we'd been in here. My bad, my bad. Okay, let's check the loquarium. Oh, the other side, of course. Oh. Here's the loquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is a part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town sometimes, and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Wow, she really does not seem to like it. Are you unhappy here, Sister Susanne? You didn't always want to be a poor Clare sister? Do you regret your choice to become a sister? Let's see what this says. It seems like Sister Susanne thinks It doesn't seem like Sister Susanne thinks of much of her life here. I can't blame her. It must seem like a boring life to her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. She must have chosen to stay here for some reason. Maybe I should encourage her in her vocation. I mean, maybe that reason changed over time, you know? Maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. That's no good for us, is it? Listen, if there's going to be some inquisitorial bullshit later, that's not going to be a good look for us. Let's do it. Better to leave while she has a future ahead of her. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Still, there may be some reason she chose to stay. I don't want to overstep my bounds. Are you unhappy here, Sister Susanne? You didn't always want to be a Poor Clare sister? Do you regret your choice to become a sister? Are you unhappy here? I don't know. My father promised me to the church as a baby. Some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the Poor Clares the summer I turned 17. And they took you in, just like that. Nobody asked what you wanted? I'm so sorry. No one should be forced into a life they don't want. Isn't becoming a nun an honor? Nobody asked what you wanted? Why should they? The Poor Clares rely on the offerings of others, even their children, to subsist. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. We can only do the best we can. I pray that one day it'll be different. I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. It's not so bad, is it? I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Margaret. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Hey, you're protected here from the plague and the Protestant rebels. It's a good life. Why don't you leave? I think you're lucky. You don't have to deal with boys. If you could do anything else, what would it be? Don't forget Matilda and Wojslav. They used to be part of Kiersau too. Fuck, I kind of really want to bring them up. Right? Because they literally left it all behind. They used to be just like this, but then they fell in love and left it. Yeah, let's bring up Matilda and Wojslav. They used to be a part of Kiersau too. This'll be remembered. Oh yeah, them too. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Oh, I wonder if that has influenced her just enough to leave. That's very fascinating that we could, like, yeah, the Martha situation, that totally makes sense. We could have encouraged someone to join, but also we could encourage someone to leave. Like, I didn't anticipate we would be able to get in here like this. Oh. This is the kitchen. There's not anything interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Isabeau take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Okay. sure. Hey, this is great. Is this the grate from way back when? Remember all the pots and shit that were on top of it? When we were inside of the aqueduct as Andreas with Caspar, and Caspar tried to climb up and, like, push on it but couldn't? Yeah, because this is where the fire poker was from. Oh my god. Yo! And that would check out if one of the sisters was the thread puller, right? But at the same time, it would also check out to where, like, if Father Thomas or Amalie or both of them in cahoots were the thread puller, this would give them access and a way to get in to have killed Baron Rothvogel, right? Huh. So it's just a matter of which way the killer was going, you know? I feel like it can't have been Illuminata, you know? I feel like it cannot have been Illuminata. Because I feel like she genuinely is gone and not here. But maybe she is still here. Like I said, maybe she's working with Andreas. Maybe Andreas is now in cahoots with Illuminata. I don't know. Well, no, because how could that be? Because the Reich postman would have needed to be intercepted somehow, right? Like, how could she just... Yeah, that doesn't check out, right? Like, whether or not that was the case, the Reichspostman was involved, so how could she fake being somewhere that she's not? You know, it cannot be Illuminata. Yeah, so this would be it then, right? Yeah, totally. Because remember, we do know that they went the other way, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. All right, let's say hypothetically it was Illuminata who was the thread puller and the killer, right? Like I said, I don't think it is anymore because it just doesn't add up. But think about it. On the night of the first murder, of Baron Rothvogel's murder, Andreas was leaving Kiersau into Tassing. We saw the ghostly figure jump across the aqueduct, right? That would have been them leaving the convent, right? They would have left through this grate, jumped over the aqueduct to access the other part of the aqueduct and get out wherever the fuck there, right? Ergo, it was either Amalie or Father Thomas or someone else that I haven't figured out, right? Had to have been. It had to have been someone from Tassing. It could not have, it doesn't make as much sense for it to have been someone from Kiersau. It could have been someone from Kiersau, but it doesn't make as much sense because of the direction that they were going. Right? And right now, my prime suspect is Amalie or Father Thomas or both working together. Right? I'm not sure who else it could be, though. Someone who doesn't have facial hair. Someone tall, someone decently strong enough to be able to take them out. Someone who would have a peculiar smell that Margaret would catch a whiff of. Right? I'm trying to think of the other hints. Someone who knows Latin, right? Wasn't that the language? Has a shockingly good script. Dude, Father Thomas is not from here. We don't know what Father Thomas did beforehand, right? And we can only guess at what Sister Amalie did before she went inside of wherever it is and became the anchoress, right? The only hint we have at Amalie's identity beforehand is Father Thomas, right? He's the one who tells us what she did. And if Father Thomas is working in cahoots, he is compromised, and of course he would lie to cover his partner in crime. Dude, I fucking bet It is really looking like it might be Thomas and or Molly. Huh. All right. Isabeau. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. That's very noble of you. Shouldn't someone else be helping you, sister? That seems excessive. Shouldn't someone else be helping you? No. The Almighty has given me a gift. I think this is the first time we've heard someone refer to the Almighty. Just as God gave Paul a thorn in his side, so too did he give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains Christ carried upon the cross. I don't believe the Lord wants us to suffer, sister. But didn't Christ die so that we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? Sounds like a lot of extra pain for nothing to me. But didn't Christ die so that we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? In the next life, yes. But even Christ said we would face hardships while we live on this earth. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. I don't really understand, but I'm glad it helps you persevere. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me. You are most welcome, child. God bless you. How about Marie? God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? No, sister, I'm learning more about the convent's history, so that I can finish a mural in town. Oh, I'm considering joining the convent, so Mother Francisca graciously allowed me to visit with you. Let's lie. Oh, I'm considering joining the convent, so Mother Francisca graciously allowed me to visit with you. Alleluia. Glory and praise be to God. You've brought such joy to me this day, child. I haven't actually joined yet, sister. Do you have a strong stomach? Perhaps you can help Sister Isabeau and me in the kitchens. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Isabeau has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. St. Francis, mystic friar and founder of the Franciscan order. Born in Assisi to wealthy parents, St. Francis was called to a life of poverty and preaching. With his follower, St. Clare, he helped found the Order of Poor Clares. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights, a ghost appears to me by the cook fire, a lost spirit, trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. Could it have been a ghost of one of the sisters from the founding of the convent? Maybe even St. Tassia? That's ridiculous. Ghosts aren't real. What made you think you saw a spirit, sister? Let's approach very openly and inquisitively, right? So we can potentially get any details. What made you think you saw a ghost? The figure rose up through the very ground we stand on at vigils, not a fortnight ago. Dude, through the grate, she was just tripping balls or something, right? She was sniffing too much fish. She was, like, tripping. And it made her think that, like, Andreas was coming out of the ground or some shit. Or the thread puller. A fortnight ago. That's not when Klaus got hit, huh? No. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. A spirit in Kiersau? Why would it come to the convent, though? A Roman spirit might be a great addition to the mural. I don't know that the council would approve, though. I really think it must have been something else, sister. Why would it come to the convent, though? It breaks my heart to think this spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I understand the appeal of such a small life. It offers its own freedoms from the world, even if I'm not drawn to it. I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me. Not without art. To be honest, it seems like a life of drudgery. I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me. Not without art. I understand. You've dedicated your whole life to your work. You'd struggle to give that up now. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now, you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should stay. I think you should go. Okay, but maybe not in front of these two. We're just gonna roleplay that they're not here. I think you should go. Oh, no! Your family just left you here. You don't know the sisters anything. Haggle background, disobeyed Mother Francisca, discussed how Matilda and Władysław left Kiersau. What? How come telling about Matilda and Władysław didn't increase our chances? I figured that would go the other way around. Am I misunderstanding that? Like, they literally left and, like, now lead a lovely time and all of that. Right? I thought that would convince her to leave. Yeah, maybe I don't understand fully, I guess. Yeah, that totally seems like it should go the other way. Oh well. Failure. Sorry, Susanne, I tried. I do, though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe it will get better in time. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. I didn't learn as much as I'd hoped for the mural, but I'm glad I got to meet you. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank God, Magdalene. Today has been... Oh, I thought she was about to say thank God. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. She'll want to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? I am compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, Mother Francisca, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. I think I prefer my books and printing. And in any case, I need to finish the mural. Then I might take over for my father. Well, I hadn't thought about my holy duty of providing children to a husband, and I can't give that up so soon. I think I prefer my books and printing. I see. Be careful that this mural does not become an idol for you, Magdalene. Just as Eve had a weaker will than Adam, you are liable to stumble on the fruit of temptation as well. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Well, thank you for allowing me inside. You are most welcome, Magdalene. Bless you. Oh, Gertrude. What's up, Gertrude? Ah, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. Well, I learned about the poor Clares, but not as much about the history of the Abbey as I wanted. I'm frustrated. There's so little left of the old Abbey and Saints. I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey, I feel. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. Where did he move to? We know so little about the fate of Gerno. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kiersau was running out of money and patrons. The riot and fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. Yeah, that's a great point as well. The way that the Benedictines handled things in the final moments leading up to the revolt is such an interesting contrast to how the poor Clares now handle things, right? It's like it's gone from this one extreme of like lavish living in the face of the peasantry really fucking suffering to now the poor Clares being significantly more impoverished than the people even in the peasantry, right? Like literally the farm workers in Tassing have like more food on their table and less worry about like shit like that than seemingly the poor Clares do, you know? It seems like a harder life for the poor Clares. It's like it just went from one extreme of, standard of living to another, you know? I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside, other than charred wood and parchment. That's a shame. It might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. The twins have explored all sorts of dangerous places. I'm sure the Abbey isn't so bad. It might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry about you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Okay. Cool. Neat. All right, now what? Can we actually go in there now? I'm assuming we cannot. Can we come over here for real? No. Maybe that's like stuff that'll happen in between. Oh. Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Kiersau. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithrium. It was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey? Of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Uh-oh. Are we about to... Oh, shit. We can go in. All right. When next we come back, are we gonna see a fucking spooky ghost? Is it maybe that Andreas did not die in the fire and we're about to find some, like, weird hobo artist out here drawing shit? Oh my gosh. When next we come back, we're going in, baby. Until next time, please, take care of each other.